Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Fitbit Sense 2 and see how this particular smartwatch holds up in 2025. Now, the big thing I can definitely tell you is that the Fitbit Sense 2 for a lot of people probably is one of those types of devices that might be worth buying, but I would also say that there might be some better options out there for you as well. So we'll take a look at it throughout this whole entire video. First things first, if you do want to go ahead and pick up a device that, I would recommend buying, maybe a Google Pixel Watch or an Apple Watch, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Fitbit Sense 2. Number one, you have to keep in mind, this Fitbit is basically owned by Google. Google owns Fitbit and it's a super cool thing that they did, but there are a lot of advantages for a Fitbit. I just don't want to be a Debbie Downer this whole video. The build quality and the display is actually pretty decent. It's a good looking display. It basically comes out in one size. And the build quality is actually pretty comparable to what you'd get inside of most other types of smartwatches, right? Maybe it's not the heaviest or the best feeling thing in the world, but it still looks pretty good. So I will say for the display and for the front, it looks pretty nice. Its main selling point, I would say, is probably somewhere along the lines of its fitness tracking and its battery life. The fitness tracking side of it, it's called a Fitbit, and you do have a lot of fitness styling type of stuff that you can kind of handle inside of it. So you do have basically, the continuous health monitoring, you have stress tracking, you have AFib inside of this, skin temperature sensing, you have detailed sleep analysis, lots of cool stuff like that. It's also very comfortable and lightweight basically to use, and it is integrated with a lot of other Google applications. So things like Google Wallet and Google Maps. One of my favorite things about Fitbits is that they are cross-platform. So you can use them on both an Android and on an iPhone. So that is probably one of the most slept on features on these types of smartwatches. And this in and of itself would be one of the biggest advantages for a Fitbit. So that right there, I would probably say is probably one of the, if not the biggest advantage for a Fitbit. But not everything is perfect. There are a lot of different things inside of the Fitbit series of devices that I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. Number one, it's not really like a smartwatch in the sense that you can download third-party applications and, use this watch almost like as a phone. With my Apple Watch or my Pixel Watch or my Samsung Galaxy Watch, I can go through and use that almost as like a phone replacement. I can make calls, I can do a lot more than just make calls and messaging, but it allows me to kind of have a phone away from my phone. A Fitbit, although you can go through and get notifications and stuff, it's not at the same level as something like a Google Pixel Watch or an Apple Watch. There's also basically a subscription required if you want to get full insights on your health data. Because it is not really, at the forefront of Google's, technology and research, there's not really a lot of innovation going on with these Fitbits, and even the software improvements and stuff, they're starting to kind of go down for the most part. So I will tell you from that side too, that's kind of a downside for a Fitbit, and I personally look at the Fitbit and, I look at the pros, I look at the cons. The advantages is that it is cross-platform. It's built pretty well. It has very good battery life. Like this thing lasts for days and days and days on end. That's something the Pixel Watches and Apple Watches just don't do unless you go for like the big ones. But I still say the cons, there's not really too many features built inside of it outside of health tracking. If you're wanting like a bare bones like type of fitness tracker, then something like a Fitbit Sense 2 probably will be okay for a lot of people. But if it was up to me, I would much rather recommend a Google Pixel Watch. Even the first Google Pixel Watch, I think, would be a better option than this one. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.